Hello and welcome back to Little Drops of Wonderful. This is where I talk about all of my crafting stuff, all my crochet and knitting and stitching and any other crafty shenanigans that I get up to. My name is Ali. I live in Kent in the very southeast of England. I've got a big pile of stuff here, very messy, just bunged on the floor beside me because I've decided to film this a little bit last minute. It's Sunday morning. I've run a brush through my hair, put a top on, but I've still just got my scrubby old leggings on that I wear around the house on a Sunday, and I just thought, do you know what, I want to film today. I've got some things I want to talk about and I want to get a podcast out, like a sit down chat before Vlogmas, because I'll be doing Vlogmas starting from the 1st of December and I don't want to clash with that. It'll just get too stressful. Also on the first Sunday the 1st of December I've got ready well, it's not ready, I haven't filmed it yet, but it will be ready, a special crochet advent projects video that I'm going to be publishing. So I want this to go out before then. So effectively this is the last sort of proper sit down podcast of 2024, because the next video on this channel will be my advent one. And yeah, so I've got lots to talk about. So it feels like it wasn't that long ago that I filmed, but I've got loads to catch you up on. So since I last spoke to you, I've been on the Lay Family Yarn Wool Lay retreat for the weekend. So I've got lots of stuff to show you from there. I've started a project. I've made huge progress on another project. And we've moved into a whole new month. It's now, as I'm filming this on Sunday, it's the 10th of November. I can't believe we are 10 days into November. The weather has suddenly turned cold and it's really beginning to feel like winter. So it feels like loads has happened. The retreat, which I'll show you stuff from in a minute, was fabulous. I think I'm still getting over it. I met some absolutely amazing people, and Kelly and Nick, who run it at Lay Family Yarn, and their daughter Megan and Jeff the dog were amazing. The tea and the food just flowed all weekend. I just felt like I was eating and drinking tea like constantly. It was lovely. Chatting, I got to meet some lovely new people. I met Vicky and Brendy, who I got a picture with. I can't believe I didn't get a picture with everyone, but I just didn't think of it. But I'll put a picture up of Brendy and I here with Henela, who came with me for the weekend, my emotional support chicken. Speaking of which, I got to spend time with my lovely friend Kate, who made me Henela, and her lovely mum Barbara as well. So it was lovely to catch up with them, and hopefully I will see you at the Waltham Abbey Wool Show, Kate, in January. Did I say I met Liz as well? Liz from the comments, Elizabeth in the comments, but because we're friends and we've met in real life, it's Liz to me. I stayed in a lovely Airbnb in Jackfield, which is just up the road from Lay Family Yarn, and I stayed there with Sarah, who is Yarn Mugs, and Sarah, who doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she's Sarah One Daisy on Instagram. I'm sure many of you will know her. Gaynor from Tales from Cuckoo Land. Becky was my bedmate. She was the Eric to my Ernie from Back to Blighty. And Emma from Eldenwood Craft. I feel like I'm missing people. There were 6 of us there. So Sarah, Emma, Emma, Gaynor, Becky and me. Yeah, that's 6. And our honorary next door neighbour, Nancy, from the Knit Sit Happy podcast as well. We were very cosy in our Airbnb. We had a lovely time. I dyed yarn. I was given yarn. Like I say, I started a project. I won some yarn as well. So I've got lots to show you, and I will show you all of that in a minute. But first, I just want to start off by mentioning that this video is sponsored by serious readers of my fabulous light, who have also this past week been sponsoring the massive amount of progress that I have made on my current granny wrap triangle blanket, which I'm making in DK yarn, which again I will show you in a minute. So Serious Lights are a UK company. They hand built all of their lights in their factory in Aylesbury, so it's really great to be working with such a good UK based company. And all of the Serious Lights come with a 5-year warranty as well, which is fantastic. And one of the things I love about it is I've been using it for over 1.5 years now. I sit down, I pull it and maneuver it into position, I press go, and it works perfectly every time. And I'm speaking as somebody who in the last month, tumble dryer, dishwasher and towel rail in our bathroom have all broken, and we've had all of them for less than 3.5 years. So my level of disappointment and suspiciousness over household goods right now is high. So it's nice to come down and know that I've got something reliable that works. Mainly though, it's the clean, crisp light that allows me to keep working on my crochet well into the darker evenings. And I use it a lot in the mornings too. I often get up while it's still dark, and I will come and sit here on the sofa and just spend an hour at the beginning of the day working on whatever project I'm working on. It's perfect for those mornings. It gives a gentle, clean light which doesn't put pressure on my eyes. I can work under it for hours without putting any strain. All of the Sirius lights use something called daylight wavelength technology, which replicates the daylight spectrum as closely as technically possible, which is pretty blooming close in my opinion. And I've got a fabulous offer for you. You can use my code, I'll put it all on the screen, it'll be in the description and a pinned comment. You get £100 off the Sirius Lights HD lights and free delivery if you're in the UK. It's not free delivery outside of the UK, but you still get the £100 off. The code is ALI24, and if you click on the link, by the way, that I put underneath, you'll be taken to a page where you'll see a befringed me looking very excited next to my light on the page, which makes me feel a bit famous. Yeah, so thank you very much, Sirius Lights, for sponsoring this video and for sponsoring the hours and hours of crochet that I've put in this last week. Okay, shall I show you I'm just going to move this slightly in case I get a bit excited with my hands and knock it. Shall I show you what I've brought home from the retreat? I'm sitting in a really awkward way. I am on a cushion, but I feel like I'm really low down. I've also got a cushion behind me, my brand new cushion. So first of all, let me show you the yarn that I dyed. So the Wool Lay Retreat it runs Friday night to Sunday lunchtime, and it's held at the Lay Family Yarn HQ, which is in Jackfield, which is just the other side of the river from Ironbridge. You can walk actually. If you stayed in Ironbridge, it's a 15-20 minute walk, and it's a gorgeous walk as well. But there are plenty of places to stay nearer. We stayed in an Airbnb, which I shall link underneath for you if you're interested, in Jackfield itself, and we were quite cosy there. One thing I would say is the stairs were very steep and the treads were very narrow. And one of our party, I will not say who, did fall down the stairs. It wasn't me, which I am absolutely astounded by. I've fallen down quite a few sets of stairs in my time. I'm just going to blow my nose quickly. Right, I cut that out because you don't need to hear me snotting into a tissue. So you go along for the weekend. You start Friday night with dinner. I didn't film any of this, by the way. I might have a few pictures and tiny bits of footage that I can put up as I'm talking, but I made the decision not to film it because it was a retreat. Other people were there to retreat from life and enjoy a safe and friendly space to just sit back and chat and drink and eat and knit. And that's next door's cat. She's been very needy. She'll probably come in a minute. Yeah, so I made the decision not to film. And also for me, I wanted to go and retreat and enjoy it too. And I'm really, really glad that I made that decision, because it really allowed me to really fully focus, engage and enjoy it. And oh my goodness, did I enjoy it. So you go along, you start with dinner on the Friday night, you go along. You don't have to go along to the dinner if you don't want to, but I think everybody did. We all had a nice chat at dinner, started to get to know each other. And then we all came back on Saturday morning to Lay Family Yarn. There were 3 or 4 big tables all set out, and we all sat around the tables, and we had tea and chocolates and cake and flapjacks and more cake and more flapjacks and more chocolate and more tea. And we sat and we knitted, and then we went out in different groups throughout the day to choose our yarn dye colours, because you get to dye your own skein of yarn. With Nick, and show him our inspiration pictures and so on, which I'll tell you about mine in a minute. And then at different points of the day, you go out on your tables and you get to dye the yarn under Nick's supervision, and he gives you all the guidance you need about how to do it, and it's just so much fun. And then you have a lovely lunch. What did we have for lunch on the first day? Oh, it was all picky bit. I had the nicest quiche I've ever had in my entire life. And there was salady bits and all kinds of, you know, buffet bits. Oh, it was delicious. And then more knitting, more chatting, more crochet, more tea, more chocolate. And then on Saturday night, we all went for dinner again at the pub. And as we came out of the pub, a professional proper fireworks display from a National Trust place across the way started just as we left the pub. Now Kelly will maintain that she arranged that especially for the retreat. I'm sure she did. I'm sure she does have that power actually, and she probably did do that. So we enjoyed the fireworks, and then the next morning you come back and it's more tea and food, and then you get to see everybody's finished skeins of yarn. And they hold them up and everyone has to claim them if they think it's theirs. And then you all get a bouquet of mini skeins with a little mini of yarn from everybody. So with all that explained, I will show you what I got. Oh, I've got to show you that as well actually. So I've got this all in plastic bags. I'm just going to take them out. Okay, I just started recording again then. I paused it to take the yarn out the bag, and then just started recording and realised I hadn't, well, started speaking and realised I hadn't actually pressed record. So I'll start that again. So first of all, my yarn that I dyed. I will put a picture of my inspiration up here. This is a picture of a leaf that I took on one of my walks at lunchtime at work. It's almost identical to the inspiration picture that my friend Sarah at Yarn Mugs had, which is fascinating because I will show you in a minute the mini of the yarn she dyed compared to mine, and how different the way we dyed and the colours we picked for this almost the same inspiration. Although I did fiddle with my picture a bit to try and give myself an idea. I wanted to go much lighter and more less saturated in the colours, if that makes sense. So here is what I got. And I will tell you how I did it. So I used, first of all, I had a base of a yellow colour, which I believe was called Ivory, sort of here. And then I had a sort of more mushroomy brown base, which I have applied very badly here, called Wombat. Then I speckled with the bright, bright red and the chartreuse green, which kind of speckled and spread as well, because it's not so good for speckling, but that's okay. I wanted more splodging. Oh, there you go. There's a good example of all of the colours there. Red speckles though, oh my word, love that. And I love chartreuse green. So I'm going to call this colourway Festive Wombat, because I think it looks a bit Christmassy with the green and red and everything and the yellow. And one of the colours that I didn't apply very well is called Wombat. So this is Festive Wombat. And I shall probably use it to make some Christmas socks, I would imagine. Yeah, so that's my yarn. I'm very pleased with it. I have to say, I was delighted with how that came out. I had a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, it's just so fun. And then here is the bouquet of minis from everybody else. Oh, one of them's come undone. Oh, well, never mind. You won't notice. We all get one of these. So how many's here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 there are here, including mine's in there as well. There you go. There's Festive Wombat. Okay, so some of these I can remember and some of them I cannot. So that's Festive Wombat. Right next to it here is Gainer's one. It's lovely. It looks quite nice with mine, doesn't it? Coordinating. And here I know is Barbara's, Kate's mum. Because I remember I absolutely loved that. I was thinking woman after my own heart with all the yellows and oranges. Where's Kate's? I loved this one. Kate's inspiration was the Northern Lights. So she went really, really dark black mixed with really, really bright colours. I loved that. And where is Sarah's one? Because she used the same inspiration as me. Why can't I see it? Hers was really saturated. Is it that one? Oh, I promised you I'd show you and now I can't think. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to message her and ask her to send me a picture. I'll text her. We'll have to come back to this later. So let's message Sarah now. I'll say, right, Sarah. Actually, we'll do a voice note and then you can hear what I'm saying to her. Hi Sarah, I'm just filming a podcast and I wanted to show everyone your yarn mini to show how different it came out compared to mine, considering that we had the same inspiration picture more or less. But I can't remember which one yours is. Could you send me a picture of your yarn, please, so that I can show everyone on the podcast which one yours is? Thank you very much. Right, let's see if she listens to that and responds. She's probably going, oh my goodness me. Why is she leaving me a voice note with her podcasting voice? Hi Sarah, this is me. I don't have a this is my voice. Yeah, so absolutely gorgeous. And I think there was a couple of winners as well. And one of them, oh, it was gorgeous. I think it was this one. They won a prize for exceptional yarn dyeing. I love that one with the speckles. I think it was that one. Yeah, pretty sure. Maybe it was that one. Well, it just goes to show my memory is just awful. You're just looking at me getting confused about a bunch of mini skeins now, but honestly, so this is all going to go into the same project. Actually, when I said I'm going to make socks with this, oh, this is undone now as well. I lied, because my intention is to make something all one project. I'm probably going to use this as a kind of background neutral and the rest of them against it. Mixed in with it. My friend Sarah, who I've just messaged, she made, when she went on the retreat last year, a granny wrap triangle, like this one behind me, using all the yarn minis and a full skein of Herkle Durkle, which is a yarn colour that Gaynor dyed last year with Lay Family Yarn as a collaboration. And she mixed those up and made a triangle, which she was wearing at the retreat, and that was a lovely thing. So I wouldn't, maybe not a triangle, but I would like to do a project with it all together. I'm not going to make Christmas socks at all. That was a total lie. I also won some yarn because they did like a little prize draw where all the names went into a hat and someone pulled it out and they won, and then the next person pulled it out and I won a little skein of yarn. And it goes really well with my festive wombat, I thought, as well. Gorgeous. So that can go in as well. My Lay Family Yarn project. So I've put all of these in my This Lizzie Sews bag for now, whilst I decide what to do. Let me just get it all back in there. Okay, then I was also given some yarn as well. So lovely Emma, who I was staying in the Airbnb with, who is Eldon Woodcraft, she's famous for her absolutely stunning bags. I will link her shop underneath. She makes the most wonderful things, and she's recently started selling hand-dyed yarn as well. And of course, being Emma, that is also absolutely gorgeous, and so Emma. And she dyed specially for our little group, because we've got a little WhatsApp group as well, and we've been chatting for quite a long time now, for a couple of years, and we formed a really special friendship group, which means an awful lot to me and has helped me through some really tricky times. And I just feel it's a lovely group to be part of, and I feel very honoured to be allowed to be part of that. And she dyed a yarn especially for us. It's called Wigget, which would take too many hours to explain why. And all of the colours in here represent one of us in our little group, and It's just gorgeous. She's just done the most gorgeous job of representing us all in here. And she dyed each of us a mini as well in our favourite colours. So of course I got yellow, and they all correspond beautifully because the colours are all in the yarn. And lovely Nancy, who is our 7th member, she is going to design. I'm dropping her in it now. She just mentioned in passing. Now I'm like, now she is. She's going to design a pattern that we can all use our yarn with. Sorry, Nancy, if I wasn't supposed to say that out loud, but you're kind of, you have to do it now. So yeah, hopefully. Nancy actually designed one of my most worn and favourite pair of socks that I've ever made, and that is the Swiss Stop Shorty socks. I was wearing those yesterday, actually. I've just put them in the wash, and I was thinking I'm going to make some more of those because not only were they really fun to make and really quick, but they fit me so well, and I just wear them all the time. Yeah, so I will link that pattern underneath. Sarah hasn't read my message yet, so I'll let you know if we find out any more before the end of the podcast. Okay, so whilst I was at the retreat, I started a brand new project. And it is in this bag here, which I adore. I've had this bag for quite a few years now. It's a perfect little shawl size or sock size bag, and it was made for me by Elizabeth, Liz to her friends, who was at the retreat. So I took this along with the yarn that I knew I wanted to cast on into a new project, and I thought, oh, it'd be lovely to have a bag from someone that I know I'm going to see at the retreat as well. So it's just perfect. Because I've got a lot of project bags, so it's always good to have a good excuse to like pull them out and use them and enjoy them. So in here is my project that I started at the retreat. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, right, and other things as well to show you. So I started another One Skein Wonder Cow Light, which is a pattern by Fibre and Fox, and I made one of these during Vlogtober, which I filmed over on my other channel, This Little Wonderful Life, and I made a pink one, and I love it. I've already worn it loads. I absolutely love it. So I knew I wanted to start another one, and I took along the yarn, my Wonderland Walk yarn, which is the yarn I dyed when I went up earlier this year to do my collaborative yarn dyeing with Lay Family Yarn. And this is the actual first one, the prototype that I dyed. And I love it. Love it so much. So I thought I'm going to make this into a One Skein Wonder Cow, then I can always wear it around my neck. But you might notice there's a little pop of something here. So first of all, to say I'm making this slightly smaller because the last one I made to the exact pattern size, starting off with a larger hook and then moving to a smaller hook, 3.25 later on, to sort of cause a gradual sucking in. But this time I actually started with less. I think I started with 110 foundation half double crochets, or foundation half treble crochets if you're in UK terms, because I wanted it to be that little bit tighter, and I'm really pleased with that. So here's what it's looking like. So that's going to be just that little bit snugger around my neck as it gets bigger. Oh, that was just a reminder. I thought that would be Sarah. So yeah, so it's going to be a little bit smaller, and I started off as well with the smaller hook straight away. I'm not going to change hook size. I've started with my 3.25 tulip hook. This was a present from Rel after I said that I don't really think about what crochet hooks I use, and she said, well, you got to try this. And she was right. It's my favourite hook. I need to get more in different sizes. So I'm using this, and I'm just going to use it throughout. And then I was sat next to Brendy, who you would have seen the photo of, but if you notice, she is holding up her shawl project here, and she is making this out of the Wonderland Walk yarn. There were so many people either wearing or making things with the Wonderland Walk yarn, which was absolutely mind-boggling and so amazing to see. If you're a yarn dyer, I mean, you can't ever tired of seeing that people making things out of the colours that you've dyed. That, what an amazing feeling that was to see that people were actually using that yarn. Oh, I loved it. But Brendy was making the most gorgeous shawl project, and she did tell me what it was and I've forgotten. So, sorry. Sorry about that. I'll see if I can find out. And if I do, I'll put it in the description box or on the screen. But if not, sorry. And she was striping different colours, and one of the colours just really pulled my attention, and I said, oh, I love that orange, and she had a tiny bit left, so she gave it to me. It is a Lay Family yarn, one of their pick and mix minis. Look at that, and look. Oh, I just love it so much. So she gave me this, and I said, right, I'm going to put this into my cowl. So I finished the rib, the front post, back post rib. Then I did one round of the mini bean stitch, which is part of the pattern. And then on the next round, I did the mini bean stitch round in orange. And then I went back to green. And I'm gonna go all the way to the top. And then when I feel like I've got 2 rounds left before I start the ribbing, I will do another round of orange. So I'll have a little band of orange at the bottom and the top. I'm so glad that I did that. I am so delighted with this. Every time I pull it out of the bag, I go, oh, that pop of orange. I love it. So thank you, Brendy, for sharing that. It makes it even more special that I started this at that weekend, and that the yarn was from you, and we had such a lovely chat when we were all sitting making, and yeah, thank you. But also what I saw in here was a couple of things that I'd forgotten about, which I'd popped into my bag. So, where is it? First of all, lovely Nancy made a ton of little favours to hand out at the retreat. Oh my goodness, and I haven't eaten the chocolate. I am so pleased. I'm going to eat this as a reward for filming my podcast afterwards. So look, she put her card on it. So that's Nancy. And she made loads and loads in different colours of these tiny little hanging sock decorations that you can put on the Christmas tree. And in all of them, she put, oh, an O. Henry, it's upside down. An O. Henry, which we cannot get here. And I love these so much. We cannot get them in England. Thank you, Nancy. Oh, honestly, I love these. And I had several when I was sitting at the table because she took loads, and now I've got this to have today. Delighted. And she even put, because Nancy lives in Canada. Ooh. So there is a little Canada charm as well. Oh, I love it. And she brought along a load of iron-on patches, which will be amazing for making dodgy bags. And she gave me this one especially for me. It's a lobster. And then I stole one from the table because there was some lying about on the table that she'd put there. So I thought I'm having that as well. Because I'm greedy. So, and I don't have to do any sewing because they're iron-on. Oh, I'm going to put these here so don't forget about them. I can put them into use, and I'm definitely not going to forget about this. But that's not all that is in my bag from the Lay Family on. God, I haven't even got past the first project and I've been talking forever. Gaynor was making something from some gorgeous yarn that I fell in love with, that she dyed. I think she dyed at a previous retreat. I think Gaynor's been on all of them. This is my first one. I've never even been on a retreat. So she gave it to me. I said, I like that. She said, do you want the rest? And I was like I said, greedy. I was like, yes, bring it on. I'll take the yarn. She gave me it. And she said it was, I'm sure she said it was called Marjorie the Trash Heap. The character from the Fraggles. Look at the colours. Oh, good grief. How I love this. Oh, I love it so much. That golden brown. So I've got this. I haven't weighed it, but I reckon there's enough for shorty socks here. So I'm just going to keep it in my project bag for now. But that's not all. We all brought some yarn and other bits that to swap or just see if anyone wanted, and some books and magazines and things. And Gaynor bought some of her little yarn cozy things that she used to make. I don't think she makes them anymore. And so I nabbed one. So this is one of her yarn cozies in typical beautiful gainer fabric. So I nabbed one of these, and what it is you put your yarn in. I'll use Marjorie the trash heap. Or you can put a yarn cake in, which is what I've actually been using it for up till now. And it keeps it all nice like that, and you can still pull your yarn and it doesn't get all tangled up in your bag. In fact, I'm going to leave it in there. So yeah, I nabbed one of those, and also I nabbed 3 of her, I'm so greedy, 3 of her handmade DPN holders. I use DPN holders all the time. So these will get some excellent use, and they're all in typical gainer fabrics, which is why I wanted them, because she's a good friend, and when you use things that are made by your friends, it makes you happy. And I've got one with her, just a plain one with her stamp on. So yeah, I've got 3 of those to use as well. In fact, I'm going to put those there as well to put in with my DPN holder stash, so it's there next time I need one. Yeah, so we're not really doing this in any order. What shall we talk about next? Have I made any notes? Oh yeah, so I took my, I'm not going to show you it because I haven't made any progress, but I took my April cardigan along. I'm just going to adjust. Oh, getting a bit achy if I stay sat in one place. I walked 7 miles yesterday, so I think my legs are feeling it a bit today. Yeah, I took my April cardigan along just for some advice, because I was getting concerned that I was going to run out of yarn. So I put it on and I showed everyone, and the consensus was that yes, I would run out of yarn. So luckily there was one skein of Wonderland Walk in DK in the shop. So I picked that up. Actually, I stole it, thinking about it, because I just picked... Kelly, I'm going to transfer you some money. I've just realised that on Sunday I didn't pay you for my yarn. So yeah, stole that from my family yarn, and I've got enough now. I'm quite confident. So after I finished my major project that I've really been hyper focused on, I will probably move on to my April cardigan, but then we'll be in Vlogmas and I'll be doing Advent projects, so it probably won't be till January now. But you know what, I come to the conclusion, especially when it comes to knitting, I am a slow maker. So many people make things so quickly and I envy them, I do, but I also think I need to embrace the fact that I make things slowly and I leave things and I come back. Some projects I've made have taken me years, like 4 years, 5 years. And nothing wrong with that, is there? I mean, it's not a race. I'm making myself a cardigan and I'll wear it when it's finished. But no one's going to come in or knock on the door and say, right, we're going to take that away. It's taken you too long. I can take as long as I want. And I will. It will take me a long time. So the project that I've made the most amount of progress on, as I said, is my triangle, my granny wrap, my DK granny wrap. And I have been really focused on this. I don't know why she's meowing. I made her a little nest on Phoebe's bed, which is where she always goes, but for some reason she wants to go in our room where the door's shut, 'cause she's not allowed in our room. It's not our cat, it's next door's cat. She comes in here to sleep, and I don't know why she's being so needy today. I put the gummy bear on the last time I spoke to you. So the gummy bear, where is the gummy bear? There it is. Look at the progress I've made since the gummy bear. Loads. So what I've been doing is, this is to use up the yarn left over from the blanket I made for my eldest daughter when she went to university. She chose all the colours. She wanted really dark, autumnal, autumny colours. Autumnal, autumny? same thing. So she chose all the colours. There is all Stylecraft Special DK because she wanted to be able to wash it. She didn't want to worry about it. She wanted to be able to put it in a tumble dryer. She has done both of those things. It has come out beautifully. So I'm really glad we went for that yarn. It's fine to work with. It's not my favourite, but I enjoy it. It's not my personal choice of colours, but she absolutely loves it. So with the leftover yarn, because I had quite a lot left over, I thought I'm just going to make my favourite granny wrap. And I have just been striping the colours, 2 rows of each colour with a row of the brown. in between. So you get walnut in between all the colours, and then you've got, this is gingerbread, grape, khaki and copper. But then I got to a point where I completely ran out of, hello, you're going to come in and interrupt, the walnut. So now I'm just striping the colours, 2 rows of each colour without the walnut in between. And I think that's going to look lovely. Yeah, I think so too. Are you going to come in, or are you just going to... She's just sitting at the bottom of the stairs, meowing at me. Sarah has replied.
Here's my yarn, Ali, the big one and the mini. But in fact, my yarn didn't include any of the green in my photo, so it seems to be all kind of the orange, yellows and a bit of the purple leaf. Yeah, interesting.
Oh, right, okay. I'll finish talking about this and then I'll tell you what Sarah said. I've just about finished talking about this anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. And yarn wise, the idea is to use all the yarn, and that's what I'm going to do. So I've got no walnut left. Well, I've got this amount of walnut left, which isn't going to do a full row. So that's just going to go into one of my ugly blankets, which are just really properly scrappy granny squares. What do you want? Do you want to come and sit up here with me? And then for the other colours, I've probably got the least amount is the gingerbread, then khaki, then, yeah, then grape, then copper. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm kind of determined to get that done before Vlogmas starts. Yeah, look, if I leave this on my lap, you could sit on the blanket, couldn't you? Do you want to sit on the blanket? You want to sit here on the blanket? No? Is that not good enough for you? Oh, she is going to. You are. You going to sit on the blanket? Do we approve? Sometimes you just like to sit on the bag, don't you? Okay, whilst the cat gets herself comfortable, now I can't move, I will show you the yarn mini that was Sarah's. I did think it was this one. So what she said is she ended up, oh, she's making biscuits on my leg and it's going through the blanket into my skin. Which one was it? She said there was no green. She went for the oranges and the yellows and the purples. Was it this one? Oh yeah, that's it. And where's mine? Let's get them out. Right. So here's the comparison. So we both had almost identical images, and this is how different it came out. And actually they go really well together, don't they? I'll have to make sure I put those two together in whatever project I go for. So this one's Sarah's. And this one's mine. Really, really interesting how you can have almost identical inspiration and both come up with something so, so different. I'm just going to film the cat to show you. The triangle blanket is cat approved. Hey, is that nice? Let me tuck you in. There. She's purring. Okay, I can now not move very easily, which is a bit of a pain because I need to reach everything that's down here. What should we talk about next? Oh, the weekender. Sorry, Mia. I've got to just reach. Oh God, that was the furthest one away. I've moved everything a bit close. In my fabulous This Lizzie Sews bag. Like my chicken one that you saw a minute ago, but mushrooms. I will link her underneath as usual because there's always a lot of love for Lizzie's bags. I am making my weekender blanket. This is a pattern by Sandra at Cherry Heart. I'm just going to bring this down a bit. Sandra at Cherry Heart, and I am making it out of the blanket club, the year-long blanket club that my friend Suzanne is running this year. It's called the Treasure... why do I always forget what it's called? The secret treasure box. Secret treasure box? I think that's it, the secret treasure box. It's all random, colourful mishmash of colours, which is just my cup of tea. So I have finished crocheting up my September minis, which everyone that's part of the club should have by now, so I'm going to show you. So I've crocheted up all of this one, all of this one, all of this one, and all of this one. Oh, that was my favourite one of this month. Love that. And I've now got my October minis. So I will show you them all balled up. I've only made one hexie out of them. The weekender blanket you can do join as you go, but I am not. I am going to make them all separately and then join them in a way that I will work out once I've done them all. So look away if you do not have your October minis, or you haven't opened them, or if you want a surprise, because here they are, all balled up. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous. Look at this one. Ah! That's the first one I've started making into hexies. Lovely. Right, they're gone. You can look back. I have loved doing this as a year-long project. It's not something I've done before, but it's just the size of it. You get 4 20-gram DK minis every month. The nature of the pattern to go with it, where you just make the individual motifs. I can sit there of an evening and just do lots of them, and then I sit of another evening and weave in all the ends. The surprise element of it, and the fact that at the end of the year I'm going to have this massive project sort of done, and I feel like I haven't actually done any work for it. It's just felt like total pleasure beginning to end. So I've got 2 more months of that. I'll have November and December, and then in early 2025 I shall lay them all out and start to work out how I'm going to put them together. I have adored it. Adored it. I finished my Halloween cross stitch. So I'm doing this in no order, and in a really rambly way. I'm just sitting here on a Sunday morning with a cat on my lap, just randomly going through things. Oh, are you washing me? That's unpleasant. What was I saying? Yes, I finished my Halloween cross stitch, but that's all packed away now with the Halloween decorations. So hopefully I'll have a little bit of footage that I can put on the screen that I took during Vlogtober, because oh my goodness, I loved that project. I loved doing it. I loved the fact I was doing it at the right time of year. I love the fact I got it all finished. Oh, and now you're dribbling on me. Well, this is all just lovely, isn't it? Has anyone else got a geriatric cat? Well, obviously this is not my cat, but has anyone else got a geriatric cat that is just needy and a bit weird and dribbles? She's adorable. Yes, so yes, Halloween cross stitch, loved making that, absolutely adored it, loved that I got it finished, and then it even was part of the Halloween decorations this year. I really enjoyed that, so that's finished. And then something else that happened at the retreat was I finally got over my fear of my e-nano spinner that I bought well over a year ago. Yeah, I bought it in September last year at the Southern Wool Show. I bought an e-nano spinner, which is like a mini electric spinner, and I was so excited to use it, and then the longer I left it, the more nervous I got about it. But Nancy, Knits It Happy, is a bit of an expert. She's a great spinner, and she's really good with the little nano, so she took time at the retreat to sit down with me. We plugged it in, she set it up, she showed me what to do, and off we went. And we started to spin. So here is my, look, I've even bought a little box to keep it all in. So I've got all of my, you know, necessary things in there that I'm going to need. Why is this dirty? Is that what it was like when I bought it? Ew! How on earth? All right, I'm going to have to clean this. I didn't notice that when I took it home and took the label off. I bought it in Hobbycraft, but I just realised it's dirty. Ugh. Anyway, in this very dirty container, which I'm going to clean afterwards. I've got my e-nano spinner, and this is what we did. So lots of people had a go at the retreat, which I love. Lots of people had a little spin on it, and I span and Nancy span, and then Nancy rescued me when I got it wrong. Or so I've got my first little go at spinning, and she said what I need to do is just 10 minutes every day. So of course I've done absolutely none since the retreat, but I'm gonna set this up on the table so I can just go and spin for 10 minutes a day to just get my hand in and start to get used to it. I've got plenty of fluff to spin with of different colours or just plain. And yeah, this is my goal. My goal for next year is to get my head around spinning with this. And obviously I've got my little mini skein that James from James Makes Yarn, who got married. He got married and they had 2 emotional support chickens at their wedding. It was amazing, incredible pictures, James. So he managed to get his mini skein spun, and he gave this to me at the last Southern Wool Show. So I'm going to keep that with my spinner as a good luck charm. Just put it over there for cleaning. Yuck. Yeah, spinning. And thank you, Nancy. Thank you for taking the time to show me how to do that. It was great fun, and I'm really excited to continue with it. What else? Oh, I've been making some project decisions as well. So I was going through my little project basket, got fluff on me now, trying to get on top of my sock knitting funk that I'm in. I just don't want to pick up socks, and we're right in the middle of the Strictly Sockalong. It's like a big sock make along that I run, and I don't want to make socks. So I thought I'll go through my basket, see if there's anything there that will inspire me, because the things I talked about last time just, I haven't done, and I found some projects that I made some decisions on. So first of all, I decided on a couple of things I'm going to frog. I'm going to frog my scrappy socks that I started last year or earlier this year. I've just got loads of scraps in some plastic bags, and I started making them on DPNs. What are you doing? I'm going to get off my lap and back on my lap. This is all I've done, just one sock. And I've done the cuff in one colour, and I've moved on to another. I look at it and I think, no, I'm not going to work on it. The yarns will work much better in a different project. That's going to get frogged. The yarns are going to get rehoned into a different scenario, probably one of my scrappy blankets that I've got on the go. So I've made that decision. That's living in one of my dodgy bags, by the way, which I can't get to sit properly because it's dodgy. Just made out of a pair of old jeans. I've got one of my badges on that Phoebe designed, a pin that was a gift, and then this was a gift as well, but it was from a lovely YouTuber. I'll link her underneath. She's called I can't remember now, but this is Pekka the Penguin. But I will link her shop underneath, because she does studio vlogs about her designing process and her, parceling orders and things like that. She's not a knitter or anything. She's just graphic designer. Hi. And I'm going to frog my virus shawl as well. So this is living in another Lizzie Sews bag, an earlier one that I got. Oh, it's just so lovely with the chickens on it. And I was making a virus shawl with a lovely, what do you call them? Shipyer's Whirl, I think. It was a gift from Leslie. Yeah, Shipyer's Whirl. So you get 1,000 meters in these. This is the whirl. I've used some of it. It's getting a bit floppy actually. There. And I've been making a virus shawl, but I'm going to frog it. I've got this far because I don't like it. I just don't. I'm sure it looked lovely if I finished it, but I just don't enjoy the pattern. I can't get it sat in my head. I don't enjoy the big, where you have to do these shells with lots and lots of tall stitches. I'm not enjoying it and I never want to pick it up. So I'm going to frog it. And I think if I've got enough yarn, I have no idea if I have, I'm going to make the Ultimate Sacrifice by Lorraine Pugh. I'll put a picture up because this is a rubbish print out. What does it say for yarn? Uh, 800 metres. Oh, okay. So I should be all right then. I've got 1,000. So yeah, I think it might be actually beautiful, and it's actually something I really want to make. So I'm going to frog the virus shawl and start the Ultimate Sacrifice at some point. I am also going to frog. The cat's on the move again now. Sorry about the cat interruption. Where are you going? Just getting into a bag with Lego in it. One moment, please. I don't know what this cat wants to do. She doesn't want to be on my lap. She doesn't want to be in the corner. She doesn't want to be anywhere. She just wants to be in the way. I am also going to frog my... I can't remember the name of this. I don't know why the pattern is not in this bag with it. Maybe I was just using it from my phone. It's a knitted pattern that you knit in pieces, front and back, which I started ages ago. The yarn is beautiful. It's by This Mama Knits, and the colourway is Change Lobsters Again. Here it is in the skein. Excuse me, thank you. And here it is in the cake, which the cat just sat on. So it's lovely yarn, but I don't like how it's working up in this project. I also don't like the project, and I don't like the thought of having to do this twice and then sew it together. I just don't, it look, do you know what it reminds me of? Knit up like this, raw meat. That's what I keep thinking of. And I was like, I don't want to look like Lady Gaga in her meat dress or something when I'm wearing it. So I don't think it's going to suit me as a garment. So I'm going to frog this as well, whatever it is. I would have put it on the screen. The yarn can be used for something else. So all of that has got me no closer, really, to what I'm going to do about getting out of my sock knitting funk. I have a remaining pair of Strictly socks. I did a big cast on last year for all of my Strictly socks. And I finished all of them bar one, and that is the chicken scratch socks, which is a lovely pattern. And it's all living in my bag, by the way, by Sarah Jo Makes. My Charleston bag. I love this bag so much. It's perfect Strictly socks bag. Love it. And yeah, the chicken scratch socks is a pattern by, I want to say, my memory, Lauren Colby? That won't be right. I'll put it all on the screen, who it's by. So I cast them on, and that is all I've done. I cast them on, did some ribbing, and I haven't touched them since. So I think I am going to continue with the chicken scratch socks. However, I may start again because I want to use different needles, and I just made one ball, so I can only work one sock at a time, and I like to work concurrently. So I might frog it, separate the ball, get some needles that I prefer. These are Knit Pro Zings, and I think I'd like to use Knit Pro Cubics instead. So I may frog it to start again. So that's one option, but I'm just not in the mood still for knitting socks. I just need to change my battery. 1 minute. Okay, we're all batteried up. The other option is in my Joe Pickle Lily Dancing Catch yarn bowl. I've got last year's Wool is the Answer Strictly colourway, which was Cha Cha Cha. I've got a matching DPN holder as well. Cha Cha Cha? Yeah, Cha Cha Cha. And this is the DK version. I love it so much. So I'm wondering if maybe that might help. DK socks. Nice and quick and satisfying. or even crochet DK socks. Maybe that might help. This is the one I'm sort of more drawn to, I think. I think I just don't want delicate at the moment. I want striking and out there and chunky. I think that's maybe what it is. I don't know. Anyway, this has been living sort of just here. Catching my eye. So it's quite good to have it out there for Strictly season. So yeah, I'm still not out of my sock knitting funk, but we'll just have to let it flow naturally and see what happens. Oh, actually, speaking of the Strictly Sockalong, I've got some prizes to draw. So let's have a little catch up on the Strictly Sockalong. We are loving the series. Absolutely amazed at Chris, who is the blind comedian. It's amazing what he and his partner Diane are doing. It's been very inspiring to watch. The first 10 prizes have all been sorted. I've heard from the winner of the physical prize, and I've sent messages out to get pattern prizes out. So I'm on top of that, just about. And it's time to draw some Halloween winners. So the Halloween prizes are drawn at random from the Ravelry thread, from entries up to the end of the 27th of October, which is the Halloween show weekend. It has to be a finished object, so it took me quite a while. I just kept drawing numbers until I got one that was a finished object. And then the two winners were like within one of each other. It was like really random. Well, yeah, really random. So there were 807 posts as of Sunday the 27th of October. The first winner was post 719. That is Snork Maiden Dream, who is Lottie in Northamptonshire. That was my granny's name, Lottie, not Northamptonshire. And her finished object was her first finished object of the Strictly Sockalong. It was a lovely blue pair of socks, and you have won, Lottie, the set of a bag and yarn from Crazy for Knitting. She doesn't post outside of the US usually, so I wanted to make sure that if a UK winner came up, that that prize went to a UK winner, because obviously you wouldn't otherwise be able to get it. So I thought that was quite nice. And the next winner was post 718, which was just one post under. And that was Churling, who is Karina, and she is in Hamburg in Germany. And Karina, you have won the Lay Family yarn in Sprinkles colourway. It'll be somewhere on the screen. And the lovely stitch marker from Bex Create. And she made lovely Halloweeny socks. They were kind of stripy and orangey. They were really nice. And I enjoyed browsing through the thread so much, and I was having a really good read and catching up, and some of the cheating made me laugh. So I thought I'd do a cheeky little couple of pattern prizes for some of the cheats that caught my eye. So the winners of these were Crochet Diaries UK with her post number 533. This is Ellen in South Yorkshire. I'm going to go and read it out to you. Someone posted in the thread only 20 minutes ago. Shall we see who it was? It was Adriana. Poolside, she was replying to Elena at Going and Growing's post. I would love to walk and knit socks at the same time, but not sure I can manage that. Oh, that has been a little bit of chatting going on this morning. That's nice. And someone about earlier this morning posted some finished socks, and they're crochet ones, and they're worsted weight. I suppose you could get away with DK. Oh, they're lovely. They were the Colvin socks by Heidi May, and that is by Sarah Off the Hook. First time poster. Welcome, Sarah. Anyway, I'm not here to read comments out from the thing. Right, let's find post 533 so I can read you out the cheat. Right, okay, so this was Crochet Diaries UK, who I think I said was Ellen. It's her first finished pair for the year. A bit of a cheat because they were a whip, but less than 50% complete. However, I think they should count because A, Ali loves mushrooms and toadstools. B, Ali loves Alice in Wonderland, as do I. And the yarn is from Attic Spin Dye, from their Alice in Wonderland subscription based on the blue caterpillar. And you should be seeing the socks now, so you'll see how gorgeous the yarn is and the pattern. They were mostly knit whilst watching Strictly and Ali's vlogs. Fun fact, My maiden name was Tweedle, like Tweedledee and Tweedledum from Alice in Wonderland. And I just loved the dedication to a theme with that cheat. So, Ellen, you have won a pattern of your choice from Lunaster Knit. Lovely Inika. I know that I always ask you how to say it and I probably always get it wrong. I will link her underneath. Go and have a look. Let me know via email or via Ravelry what pattern you would like and I will have that sent out to you. Congratulations. Also, same price. A pattern of your choice from Lunaster Knit was for Joyce, who is Eternity 21 with her post 359. I will put some pictures up because this is so cute. Joyce is in West Palm Beach, Florida. I hope you're okay, Joyce, because I know Florida had a very hard time weather-wise recently, so I hope you managed to dodge the worst of that. She made she's been making gnomes, and she made an actual proper pair with heel flap, gusset, decreases, everything, of socks for one of her gnomes. The socks have sparkly legs and she included a picture of the gnome wearing her socks and watching my podcast. I mean, fabulous, fabulous. Please go and choose your pattern. Let me know what you would like via email or Ravelry and I will ask Inika to send that to you. And that concludes this very rambly podcast. The cat has given up and has fallen asleep in my pile of stuff on the floor. She's on my half-finished blanket amongst all of my projects. So now I can't tidy that up until later, which is fine. And finally, just a few things to mop up at the end. My Etsy shop is going to close on Sunday the 1st of December, really early this year for Christmas, because I will be embarking on Vlogmas. And I just want to make sure I don't have other things going on in the background. I just want to focus on Vlogmas and editing and enjoying that and all of my Christmas projects. So it will close on Sunday the 1st of December with any of the remaining orders being posted out on the Monday and Tuesday of that week, just to let you know. What else? Vlogmas. I mentioned on both my channels about possibly doing Vlogmas on this channel and just doing a complete focus only on crafts. But there wasn't a huge preference either way. A few of you said it would be nice, but there wasn't like a huge sort of rush like yay. So I think I'm just going to stick to doing it on This Little Wonderful Life because I know as well I'll get distracted and it... Oh, did you hear my stomach then? Making a gurgling noise. Yeah, now I'll get distracted and I won't be able to stick to one thing, but it will be very yarny based because I have got and this also leads me on to saying about this video that I've got coming out. I'm going to film a video about Advent projects specifically for crochet, not knitting. It's going to be all about crochet Advent projects because I have this year Advents from Green Lampkin Yarns, which is an enchanted forest theme. I've got a yarn Advent from the Curated Yarn Company, which is a retro chic Christmas cocktail party themed. So excited. And Blue Fern Yarns Advent. Safe to say I went a little overboard this year in her apothecary theme. I am so excited about this. So I've got all of those Advent projects coming up. I've got an unfinished Advent project that I want to maybe try and concentrate on as well. So it's going to be very yarny based. I'm going to be opening my Advents every day during Vlogmas. So you'll see all the yarn that I'm getting. And I'm going to be working on my chosen Advent projects, which will be revealed in the next video every day as well. So it's going to be very heavily yarny based, but also a lot of the daily life stuff that I know that people who watch my vlogs really enjoy. And I really enjoy when I watch other people's vlogs as well. I also completely forgot that back in July, I ordered myself the Wool is the Answer Christmas Eve Christmas box in the silver bells theme. I completely forgot I did that. So that arrived and I was like, what on earth is this? What have I ordered? And then I remembered and I was like, oh my goodness, I can put that under the tree. So you'll see what's in that on Christmas Eve as well. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled on Sunday the 1st of December for my crochet Advent video, which I'm very excited to make. I've done all my notes for it. I know what I'm going to be talking about, but I've got to film it this week. Yeah, so next year, I think, in terms of these type of podcasts, I want to be a bit more relaxed about it. So this year I've tried to stick to a kind of monthly wrap up, which some months can be quite hard and make me possibly film for the sake of filming rather than when I feel like filming. So I think I'm going to be a bit more relaxed next year and film when I feel like it. So it might be I do that once a month, or I might do it more than that, or I might do it less than that. And I definitely want to avoid clashing with daily vlog months. So I don't have to, otherwise you just get too much of me. It's just ridiculous. It's like, you don't need that much. You don't need that many videos from me in 1 month. 30 or 31 is enough without putting an hour-long podcast out at the same time. So yeah, I think I'm going to take a bit more of a relaxed approach and film when I'm ready to film, or film when I've got something to share, or when I've gathered enough. That's my plan anyway. It changes each year, but it's nice to have a little think and a little mess about with how things are done at the end of each year. It's a good way to take stock and look back and think what worked well and what didn't, and what do I find interesting to talk about, or stuff like that. I'm rambling about it, but yeah, a bit more relaxed approach next year. And also mixing it up with things like vlogs. I really enjoyed doing my making week vlogs, and they went down really well. And also more yarn show vlogs, or maybe like yarn shop visiting, and just more vloggy type stuff to do with yarn and crochet and knitting, I think, and mixing that up with the sort of longer sit down podcasts as well. That's what I think I'm going to do, but who knows. Thank you just so much for being here this year. I feel like it's time to say that. Thank you for coming to watch these podcasts. Spend some time with me, take the time to comment, take the time to hit the like button. Or even just watching, even if you watch on your telly and you can't comment or you can't hit the like button, even just watching and being there, if you're just knitting away going, oh yeah, I thought that's wonderful to just know that that's happening out there over the world, and we're just sitting together. It's just wonderful to know that throughout all the highs and lows of life in the background, I can come and nerd out here with you and you get it. And yeah, thank you for making that possible by showing up to watch it. I'm looking forward to another year in 2025 of nerding out about crochet, knitting and other crafty tangents with you. I'll see you here, and until then, until the next one, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.